tuned into the Heart of a Champion interview, the exclusive interview with NFL great Lawyer Milloy. I'm your host, A. Lawrence Haskins. And in this segment, we're going to begin taking your questions from the audience. Any questions that you have for Mr. Milloy, except for name, date, serial number.
No tiger question.
Yeah, no tiger. No tiger question. Little Fur asks, you mentioned that when you were a teen, you had a few mentors, who believed in you. What gifts did they offer you to help you realize your self-worth?
Little Fur?
Yeah, Little Fur.
Little Fur. What's up, Little Fur? One of my mentors was Coach Bill Miles, my football coach. He was pretty much in my life from my Pop Warner days, always in the community down in Tacoma. He was a guy that in the classroom and on the football field that led with a lot of dignity. Anytime he saw me hanging out with the wrong people, he would always just, he didn't even have to say anything. He just put his hand on my shoulder and asked, am I okay? It was the little things. Even though my mother was struggling with drugs, she was one of my I think driving forces. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have life. Me and her like brother and sister. To see her struggle, it hurt my soul. So that was one of the things that kept me focused on the task at hand. That was to get her better. And I did that through, just focusing on me getting better.
Sure. And so we have the user named Kiki. Says, congrats for making the Patriot All-Decade team.
Oh, wow.
How's that feel?
That's an honor. It's an honor to have your work go noticed. There's a lot of stats out there that go unnoticed. You can kind of disappear into the limelight after you're done playing. The one thing I do, I play the game for respect, and that's a symbol of respect.
Sure.
Respect for my work. And like I said earlier, I gave the Patriots and the city of Boston my all for 7 years. And it's just good that they recognize that also.
Right, okay. And let's see. From Linda Lee. Let's see, Linda Lee asks, I read about you, Mr. Lawyer, and it stated you excelled in football, basketball, baseball. What was your overall reason for choosing football? It's a good question.
Matches my personality.
Shake it up.
And I would say that, I think I'm an athlete first. I just, football kind of just chose me. Baseball was probably my second sport. I got drafted twice. Once as a pitcher out of high school, and then played both sports at University of Washington. Played center field out there. I play softball now. It's just one of the things I love to do. But football, just like I said, I joke about it matching my personality. But it was at the time when I was going through all my stuff. It was a time that I could kind of let out my aggressions in a legal way.
Sure, right.
A lot of people didn't know why I was playing at a high level because they didn't know what was driving me.
Right.
Football is just I love the competition factor. How you have to have a lot of individuals coming together as a team to accomplish a common goal, which is very hard to do, especially at the highest level. So that's the reason why I chose football.
Awesome. Let's see, another one from, I believe, Little Fur.
Little Fur again?
Yeah, Little Fur. Have the harsh lessons you learned through the business side of your career been, in any way, a blessing to your philanthropic efforts?
Yeah, I would say so. Like I said, it just opened my eyes to, it's more to life than just football.
Right.
Because of what happened to me in a business sense with the Patriots. Now, when I sit down doing business stuff outside of football, I can kind of relate and see how a CEO of a company is gonna come at me. you know, and not be like, oh wow, what do you mean by that? Now I know. Now I know what drives people. Most people, the thing that drives people mostly is money. You know, and money kind of separates people in good and bad ways.
Right. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Let's see here. What are your future plans as far as football?
Everybody asks me what I'm going to do after I retire, which I'm not planning on retiring here anytime soon.
You heard it here.
Right. I think I have at least a year or 2 good years left in me. I feel great. I've been blessed not to have too many injuries. I've only missed 6 games in my 14-year career, which is a blessing. And I think it's all about how I approach the game. I go hard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Guys that are a little timid about, you know, their approach, those are the guys that are more injury prone. You know, so I plan on playing football, but life after football, me and my wife started thinking about it last year. What do you want to do? I want to challenge myself in different ways.
Right.
You know, I've done the football thing for pretty much all my life.
Right.
Now, how else can I challenge myself?
Yeah.
And,
What do you think? What ways do you
well, I mean, one of the things that I started doing last year was reaching out to people around, you know, my community. I reached out to Magic Johnson,
Okay.
Ronnie Lott. I called and just said, hey, how did you guys deal with the transition out of football?
Yeah, that's good.
And I just used some of my tools to just start thinking about it. Not saying I was going to retire anytime soon, but I think guys think about, you know, the transition too late. My business partner now, James Sun, which was the runner-up on the Celebrity Apprentice season 6. We got a company together called GeoPage, www.geopage.com. That's doing very well. My wife, which has been a very good supporter of me over my whole career, she started her little business called Glamour Headband, you know, which you did her website. Very good job, right? www.glambands.com. Bands with a Z at the end.
Absolutely.
She made, you know, our daughters are very athletic.
Right.
She's obviously they say a soccer mom, but she's a sports mom. She ran track herself at the University of Washington. That's how we met. She just got tired of seeing, you know, headbands that weren't made quality. Right? So she came up with a way to make the glamorous headbands, but make them, you know, still durable. And I'm very proud of her. You know, she supported me all my career so far, and you know, now it's time for me to give some of that back.
Okay, question. Let's see, from Jay Gilliam.
What's up, boy? Here we go.
Let's see. I skipped the question. Yeah, there's a question about that. But I'll ask this one from Jay Gilliam, and we'll go to the other one. How do you feel about the success that some of your local peers have had as well? John Kidna, Marcus Trufant, etc. That's from Jay Gilliam.
Well, I mean, it's really a fraternity of brothers, you know. We always check on, NFL is a fraternity itself. Then you have guys that you that you care about personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, John Kidna was my quarterback from 3rd grade all the way until he graduated. He was a year older than me in high school. Marcus Trufant went to Wilson. And he went to I can't even say that college. But he's a local boy.
Right.
You know, we have a lot of guys, not even just in football, but a lot of guys, especially basketball, a lot of guys from our community that's went out and has done well.
Right.
You can't really control what they do individually, but I know that myself and John, I know Marcus, you talk about, you know, what you want to do, but now it's all about, you know, actually doing it. But you know, I think that them going out, playing whatever sport they play at the highest level, representing our community, Seattle, Tacoma, I think that says a lot too.
Right, absolutely.